Yo, Tim Burton is one of the most arguable greats in filmmaking. He has a very distinct style, and a lot of the films he takes on don't necessarily follow what he goes for in every one of his works. However, when his strange gothic sense of humor works, it really works and creates a very entertaining experience. Many of his films were my honorable mentions for the series, but most lack the charm, whimsy, and darkness found in this classic. Alright, let's just get into it. One of my negatives with this film is the fact that our main character has very little to say. I understand that it is reminiscent of his character, but this allows for the character to become very dull. Not that he's not interesting, but it's mainly the aura surrounding the character that makes him interesting, not what he says. This is not necessarily a flaw, as it's integral to the character, but it's worth mentioning. I also am not the biggest fan of Burton's directorial style. I think that some of the visions that he uses throughout the film are just unnecessary for the tone he's going for. For example, I think that the film is tonally inconsistent throughout because every emotional beat is followed by comedic moments almost immediately afterwards. This only happens a few times in the film, but it is noticeable when it does. I think that some of the symbolism found in this film is nothing short of genius. They use a highly saturated and stereotypical town, but on the inside, a lot of gossip and acts of belittling people are common. It definitely resembles a caricature with the amount of commentary that could be found in this film. This might be a little far-fetched, but I also think that this could resemble acts that would usually occur when people find something new, and an overall commentary on humanity's need to hate. More specifically, I mean that the characters in this film show the way that humanity will find something, profit from it in multiple different ways, and then come to hate that same thing for its differences. Considering this, I think that the film is one of the most brilliant screenplays ever written, as it feels much less pretentious as I just described it. I also love Elfman's score, as it's this beautiful combination of choirs that complement Burton's story so well. I love the backstory of Edward that is told ambiguously throughout the film brilliantly, and the emotional moments that follow in such backstory are usually absolutely heart-wrenching. Truthfully, I think that this is one of the better films of the 1990s, and a possible discussion of the best films ever made. In summary, I really like this film. Even though it's flawed, I still view it as a masterpiece, and it's been a childhood classic throughout the better half of my life. I really truly love this film, and I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. Nation of choirs that complement Birdie's